Renault is no stranger to the crossover cum SUV segment. The understated and underrated Koleos has been around for some years now, and since its arrival last year, the sexier, smaller Kadjar has certainly captured the imagination of South African buyers. And let's not forget the rugged Duster. But now Renault has a brand new compact SUV on the market, and it's called the Kadjar. Renault is hoping that the Kadjar will earn the French marque a healthy slice of the ever-growing compact SUV market. It shares its underpinnings with the popular and competent Nissan Qashqai, so it certainly has the mechanical pedigree. It also offers the raised stance and the versatile interior so typical of this category, and which are arguably among the main reasons why these vehicles have become so popular. But some would say it's the styling that really sets this newcomer apart from the crowd. When Laurens van den Akker became the design chief at Renault, he completely changed the styling direction of the brand, starting off with a spunky Clio, then moving on to the Kadjar, and now, of course, the Kadjar. Despite the fact that this vehicle is taller, wider, and, of course, bigger, it still very much expresses that new Renault design language. There's no mistaking the Kadjar's identity. The bold front-end treatment with its pronounced grille, slim LED headlights and large diamond logo is pure contemporary Renault. Dark contrasting cladding and an integrated scuff plate draw attention to the newcomer's SUV character, while fine detailing and brightwork accents add a touch of designer class. The wheels on our test car were optional 19-inch alloys, which add to the SUV's smart looks, but those 45 profile tyres are better suited to driving on tar than all-terrain conditions. One of the highlights of the new Kadjar is the interior execution, which is both plush and upmarket. Admittedly, this is the flagship Dynamique version, but it really does have all the bells and whistles, including the likes of sat-nav, Bluetooth, and a very nice and very user-friendly colour touchscreen display for the infotainment system. It's also very spacious, both front and rear, and it has a decent boot, although the presence of a full-size spare means that it does encroach somewhat on the cargo compartment. Renault claims 370 litres of luggage space, extendable to 1,478 litres by folding the split rear bench seat flat. The cabin layout and configuration benefits both comfort and ease of use, although the leather upholstery is a 12,000 Rand option. Ergonomics are intuitive with well-designed switchgear and a multifunction steering wheel. That touchscreen display plays a central role in making access to the infotainment system's multiple features quick and easy. You can even choose from an array of color themes to personalize the system. The Kadjar features keyless locking and starting, meaning the unusually large and somewhat ostentatious key card never needs to leave the driver's pocket. The Kadjar range offers a choice of two engines. The first is a 1.2 turbo petrol, delivering 96 kilowatt of maximum power and 205 Newton-meters of torque. The second, the proven 1600cc dCi turbodiesel, which has also got 96 kilowatt on tap, but links that to 320 Newton-meters of torque. For now, the only gearbox option is a 6-speed manual, and this flagship version also has four-wheel drive. The 4x4 system does without a low-range transfer case, but offers three modes. The default mode is front-wheel drive only and ensures optimum fuel consumption and efficiency during conventional operation on normal surfaces where the added traction of all-wheel drive isn't necessary. Where the terrain is likely to vary, switching to auto mode allows the power to be automatically varied between the front and the rear axles as the traction requirements change. This can be useful on both paved and off-road surfaces. For continuous driving on gravel, sand and mud, there's also a lock mode which keeps the distribution of power between the front and rear axles at 50% front and 50% rear, but only at speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. Traction control is switched off at the same time. While you'd expect most off-roaders to cope with a variety of conditions, including obviously tar, but also gravel and maybe even sand, this 4x4 Kadjar surprised us with its capabilities. It really is quite good, even when the going gets a little bit tougher than you'd expect. We're on a piece of dune track on the outskirts of Cape Town, and as long as you keep momentum and as long as you have your tyre pressure set properly, this vehicle feels almost unstoppable. 4x4 system, of course, automatically varies the traction between the front and rear axles. You can also lock it in place. And I have to say, it's very confidence-inspiring. When it comes to on-road driving, of course, quite swift, quite brisk, goes reasonably well in terms of performance as well. 0 to 100 time 10.7 seconds, top speed 188 kilometers an hour. But this car is not really about those kind of dynamics. It's about versatility and coping with whatever you happen to be throwing at it. On tar, the Kadjar feels swift and composed with efficient damping, doing well to iron out bumpy surfaces. The steering is crisp but lacks some feedback, while the turbodiesel engine ensures good tractability and response. Some would-be buyers might lament the absence of an auto gearbox option, but the manual transmission features well-selected ratios and a slick shift action. The new Renult Kadjar combines the best attributes of an estate, a hatchback and an SUV in a single satisfying package. This 4x4 turbodiesel flagship is better off the beaten track than we expected, and it's very swift and refined on the road as well. Add a spacious cabin that's very nicely executed, and you can understand why Renult is quite bullish about the sales prospects of the Kadjar on the South African market. The combination of a willing turbodiesel engine, a 6-speed manual gearbox and intelligent all-wheel drive ensures a drivetrain well up to the versatile needs of a compact SUV. On-road performance is swift and the Kadjar tackles more challenging terrain with glee. A spacious, well-spec'd interior adds further appeal. The steering could do with more feedback though, and some might miss an auto gearbox option.